It's the 13th Sunday of Ordinary Time, and I have an extraordinary, I think it's laryngitis, but it's better today. So we'll ponder. The first reading is amusing in the Book of Wisdom, and I would highly recommend pondering it. That God did not create death, but that the evil one loves destruction. Okay. Then in today's gospel, we have a short form and a long form. The long form has two healings. One, Jesus didn't know about. The second, Jesus was intensely, defiantly interested in doing. So the first woman had been bleeding. Blood for the Hebrews was a loss of God's life. Not just a loss of human life, but that's how God gave life. So he didn't know somebody touched him. He was available just by being who he is. That's a big thing. Availability. Then in the second part, the second healing, there's a lot of going on. Jairus is a synagogue official. Jesus is not totally in with the synagogue officials. They are questioning him, the Pharisees. But this one, Jairus, his daughter apparently has died. And he's come to Jesus in desperation. Death has destroyed her. Jesus, as creator then, goes, and everyone outside the house said, no, she's, big commotion, she's gone. And they're doing kind of the cultic professional mourning. And what Jesus says is really what he said in last Sunday's gospel. The men in the boat, the church in the boat, the church of fear, said, where was your faith? You have little faith. You church, I will be with you, even when it feels like I'm asleep. So, excuse me, I'm coming into your house. And the girl is either dead or asleep. And he raises her. Little girl arrives. Beautiful. Jesus intends to be a healer. The first healing, he intends to be there. And he is healer by who he is. But one little thought there's a comfort to me. Each of us has the Christ power to raise people's spirits. Probably not their bodies, but yes, in some ways, healing the spirit can heal the body. But more, I was recently in a large congregation, and I realized everyone in that church had a story, and I knew some of them. But mainly the people in the congregation didn't know each other's stories. If they knew the story, they'd have been attentive, they'd been caring. What I'm saying is, we can assume that everybody's heart has a part of it that's crying, that's missing, that's losing. And everyone we meet, because of the loss, because of the human experience, can walk around not much alive. I think the message for us today is like Jesus. We can encounter the story people, not knowing their story, but in some way saying to each child, adult, elderly person, arise, at least I intend, I have the same Christ determination to help your spirit arise that your body might arise. I want to give you a smile or a listening ear or some way of raising you, of helping God's grace through me raise you. What a great way to live. And we can do that. We are sent by the Eucharist in different forms. Jesus healed somebody on the street, healed somebody in the home. He was available for giving life. Any part of life that you and I have is not mine. It's not yours. It's for the raising of others. And so to each one, whether we know their story or not, by how we are with them, we do say, arise, walk around, and let faith encourage you to face the next part of your story. Jesus is helping us write other people's stories. What a great way to live. What a great way to be the body of Christ.